Hey, this is Taylor from KBFoamStrike. Let's go out and hunt some raptors. All right, here we are, made it to the first stop, and look at that. What do you know? This thing is fully stocked, and on the top shelf, we got the Adventure Force Pyroraptor. Very excited. Let's check this thing out real quick, pulling on the trigger, making sure it's not primed. And this thing looks like it's in nice shape. All right, checking out the back of it, we got a nice little picture with some contents and all that. And looks like down there, they had some of the Adventure Force Pro line on clearance. Very nice. Let's take this thing back home and let's get it unboxed. Here we go. Gonna snip off these couple of little tie cable things going on. We just got 4 of them, and like that, we are ready to go. Man, this thing feels pretty nice. It's very lightweight feeling, but I'm really digging the design. Here we go. We got the nice Jurassic World logo on the magazine. Pretty nice. We got the little gold finish on the barrel. Checking out the other side, we got tons of screws on this side. We're gonna be popping this thing open in a little bit, see what we got going on in it. And looks like we have a buffer tube stock, yeah. So just pulling down on those little clips, slides right off. Looks like we're gonna be able to use any buffer tube style stock, so we'll be checking that out later as well. But this design on this, pretty sweet. I like the little gold finish to match the barrel. Nice little design going on there, pretty cool. And let's see, we're gonna go ahead and click on the mag here. And looking down inside, it looks like we have a skinny pusher, and it looks like this thing might do short darts with the length of the barrel, so we'll be checking that out as well, putting the mag back in. It's nice you don't have to prime it to stick a mag inside. Pulling on the trigger, let's go ahead and give it a little pump real quick. Very easy to prime, and yeah, pretty excited about this. Now we got it all taken apart. We took out the roughly 30 screws or so. And it looks like once you take this off, there's no Picatinny underneath, so it's a proprietary little sliding pin on a system inside, so you'll be sticking to this pretty much grip unless somebody designs one to be 3D printed that'll work with it. Taking this thing apart though, pretty simple. We'll just pull the shell right apart, and it's a very simple design in here. Normally this golden barrel here has 4 screws in it, but as you can see, I've already taken those out as well, and you can just pretty much leave those out. If you put this thing back together, it's not really that important. And then going back here, we got a really tiny catch and I'd say a medium-sized spring, something we'll have to look at to upgrading. And we got one of these weird little oval-shaped plunger tubes and plunger rod. So we'll be sticking that back in here. Nice and greased up though, so it should be pretty smooth. And then we're gonna take a look down here at the slide. And right here, there's this little dart tooth gate. And from what I've seen, it doesn't do anything for actually acting as a lock or anything like that. You can still like double feed, double prime this thing. But looking down the barrel here, you can see there's this little tooth. And when you pull back, it slides over. And then when you push your dart forward, it'll actually keep that out of the way if it's a full-length dart, but from what I've seen, this is only in here to prevent short darts from firing out of this. So let's move on to some springs, and here I have a stock Nexus Pro spring, and I have an upgraded Retaliator spring. Just gonna see if any of these work out. We got some of these spacers as well to see if that'll help, but unfortunately, this one doesn't fit whatsoever. It's too loose, and whenever you try to put the actual plunger rod through it, it won't fit through that hole. So this one not going to be working out, unfortunately. Potentially somebody down the line will design something that will, because an increase in performance to get some more compression on the spring that's included would be really nice. Going on to a Retaliator spring, we can see that thing is just way too short once I put it back in here. We'll just move that barrel out of there for now. And you can see there is way too much slack that it wouldn't even make it all the way back to get catched. So Retaliator spring, gonna be a little too short on this, it seems. Taking that out and then trying out a Nexus spring. It is not wide enough with its diameter. As you can see here, it's not even going around the actual plunger rod. So that one's a no-go as well. So I'll just be putting this thing back together with its stock spring. And from what I could see, there's no air restrictors at all or anything like that. There is some plunger padding, but you can see here it's just a straight up hole. So we won't have to worry about cutting out any air restrictors or anything like that. And the skinny pusher here, it definitely looks long enough that we're going to be able to do some short darts. So let's go ahead and take this barrel apart, taking that off and then just prying it. You can see the little dart tooth gate here, and it's just on a little swivel with a spring. So I'm just going to be setting that aside so I can test out some short darts in this potentially. And this is the only barrel you have. It's just this little tiny piece of plastic right here. So not much of a barrel at all to get a seal, but you can see once you load your dart in, it would have moved that tooth out of the way, and you have the head already sticking out just like that. And boom, poof, out it goes. Now then, let's go ahead and try out a short dart. You can see this thing would definitely go in, but it would not make it past that little dart tooth gate if it was still there. So we're gonna be leaving that out, and let's experiment with some barrels real quick to see if any of those will attach to this. We got a Nexus Pro barrel, and it is too wide. So yeah, not gonna be able to plug that in whatsoever. So we'll set that aside, and then we have some 17/32 brass here. This is about as small as you can go to actually get a dart to fit in it. And it's kind of wanting to fit inside of this plastic barrel, but it's really difficult, and even like trying to twist it here, it's not really working out. But maybe somebody down the line will design something that can replace this white plastic piece and it'll fit a different barrel type. For now, we'll just put that aside and put it all back together. All right, let's get some chrono numbers. Here we are, we're shooting the 10 darts that are included, some fresh green Adventure Force waffles, and we're getting pretty standard 75 to 80 FPS, not too bad. Pretty good for a stock blaster, I gotta say. So let's check out our averages here. We're averaging 76.8. That's not too bad. And next up, I've got a mag full of some chili darts, and now we're talking. We're getting some consistent shots in the 80s. That's very nice to see. I'm pretty happy with these darts. You know, they work really well. But yeah, look at this. Not too bad. Lots of shots in the 80s. Very nice. So let's check out our average here. And we're averaging 80.9. Not too bad. Now then, I have it modded up to shoot short darts. So here I am shooting some Max Striker darts, also known as Ruby darts. And we're getting some 70s. We're getting a few 80s. A little more inconsistent, but that could just be some of these darts have been used before. But looking at our average, we're getting around 77 for the average. Not too bad. And then I got some cut down chilies here. So we got half-length chilies. Ooh wee, there we go, 89, not too bad. Getting some 82s, some 83s, some 84s. Very happy with that. So yeah, we'll be taking this thing out and doing some range tests to see how accurate this is, and I'm pretty excited to test it out. Look at that, 82.5. All right, let's head outside. All right, we got the target set up. We got a couple of magazines we're gonna test out compatibility-wise, and we got this thing loaded up. And even though it only comes with 10 darts and it advertises it as a 10 dart mag, you can fit 12 in here easily. So we'll be testing that out first. We'll be shooting at this target from about, normally I would do about 50 feet to start out, but since this thing's hitting around only 80 FPS at its most, we'll start out about maybe 30 feet, you know, because this is more of something you'd use. It's like an HVZ when people are coming a lot closer to you. So before we get to that, let's go ahead, take out the included mag, and let's try out some of these Nerf mags. Here we got a Nerf 12. Nice, it fits in there. We've got a Rapid Strike 18. Very nice. All right, I was worried about the little bump because usually that's an issue. Something like a Nexus Pro, these don't work because of the bump, but hey, Dart Zone figured it out. That's awesome. So you can use these. Let's see if a 35 round drum works. Oh yeah. Now that might get a little bit in the way of your hand, you know, using a 35, but hey, big capacity on something like this with slam fire might be something to think about. Pretty cool. That's good to know. Let's try out this Task Quick 22 that I got. Very nice. And we got a couple more 18s. We got like the translucent one. Awesome. And then we have a Stampede 18 loaded up. I already tested this one off camera. I know that works, so that's why that one's loaded. We got a Nexus Pro 12 mag. Very good. And here's one I'm worried about. It is from the Jurassic Pro because it has a smaller lip. Yep, just as I thought. This one is not gonna fit whatsoever. So if you have this is the first mag I've come across that doesn't fit. That's not too bad of an issue though, because there's tons of other options out there. And then we have a Max Striker mag. This is just like a Nexus Pro. I've already loaded it up. We're gonna be testing out some chili darts. And while we're at it, I got a couple of different stocks. We got the Max Striker one. That fits on there nicely. This gives you a little bit more length as well, so that's nice. If you have one of these, you can try that out. And we also have the Nexus. That works as well, very nice. All right, so let's go ahead and move it back and let's start plinking at the target. One more thing I did, I went ahead and took out that little feed gate, and now you can use short darts, which are way more accurate, and you get a little bit more FPS. So I got my mag adapter here, and I got some Max Dart Striker boyos going on right in there with a Max Striker magazine. All right, we're about 30 feet away from the target. We're gonna be trying out the included Adventure Force waffles on this bad boy. Getting pretty close. A little windy out here. There we go, perfect shot right in there. Another one. Let's get a little bit of slam fire going on. A little more inconsistent with the slam fire. You know what, let's go ahead, let's move it back a couple more feet. Right here, this is about 50 feet. Ooh, right in there, very nice. Now, since it's a lower FPS, you know, somebody has a higher chance of dodging something like that, but it's making the distance. We got one more dart in here. You know, let's just move it all the way back to the full length of the range. We got 75 feet. Let's see if this thing makes it. Fell a little bit short, but that was about 70 feet, not too bad. All right, while we're back here, let's throw some of these watermelon chilies out there, and let's see, let's arc it up a little bit. Yeah, it's making it to 70 feet. Not too bad. It's pretty hard to hit the target though, from this distance. You gotta really arc it. Let's get some slam fire going on. Looks like we got the target, but that one hit the little beam right there because I was arcing it so high. All right, so 75 feet, that's a little too much. Let's move it back up to 50. So about this mark right here, that's about 50 feet. Get a couple single shots off. That's a lot better. These darts are arcing a little bit. Oh, and then we got a couple of waffles in there. There we go. Yeah, I would definitely take your time, you know, but it's nice that, you know, if, say you're playing HVZ and some zombies start coming at you, you have the slam fire option. So let's move it back up to about HVZ standard, would be about, you know, 20, 30 feet away. Not too bad. Those are definitely headshots, to be honest. You know, the one thing I noticed about this too, there is no Picatinny, so you just kind of gotta aim down the cross like that, but not too bad. And then I shoot a little bit lower, but let's get a little bit of slam fire, finish off this magazine. Ooh, a little bit of a jam there. That's not good. Interesting. All right, so don't go too fast on the slam fire. There we go. And that finishes out that mag. Now then, let's switch over to some max darts. See if it's any more accurate. Oh yeah, there we go. First shot right in there. Little whirly bird. And I got a jam. Interesting. So, that's the other thing. This thing does not have a jam door, so if you have a jam, you gotta take out your mag and just shake it around, try to find that thing. Move it back a little bit. Go to this 50-foot mark right here. That's pretty nice. Oh yeah, right there in the target. Very good. So slam fire does work, but Don't go too quick on it because then you'll experience a couple of jams like I did. Now we're gonna do cut down watermelons. Check them out. See what we got going on. Oh yeah, right there. Oh, double fed on that one. So I'm experiencing mostly jams with the short darts, and this thing isn't intended for them out of the box, obviously. I had to take out that little feed gate. But if you don't slam fire them and you take your time, you can get them to come out pretty easily. There we go, got one in. Hit the target again. Arc's a little bit higher. If you're using short darts and you do this little mod, I would say stick away from doing slam fire because it definitely jammed up pretty good on me. Other than that, pretty happy with the performance from around 50 to 30 feet. Definitely good for stock wars or something like an HVZ where it's a lower cap FPS. But this thing does not come close to something like a Max Striker or Nexus Pro, even the new Jurassic Pro. So if you're looking for something with higher FPS, maybe even more accuracy, short darts out of the box, perfect to go. I would say, you know, go with the Jurassic Pro if you're looking for something in the dinosaur line. But other than that, this thing definitely is a lot of fun. It looks pretty sweet in my opinion. I'm looking forward to possibly getting another one of these or even painting this one up. I love that it has the buffer tube so you can use any stock you want. It's not too hard to open this thing up. There's about 30 screws. You get the little tab out of there and you're good to go. You got short dart compatibility, ready to go. Other than that, slam fire, it's kind of hit or miss. It worked a lot better with full lengths, but as far as hitting the target, there was a couple of whirly birds with the full lengths. The short lengths, much more accurate. All in all, I really like this blaster. Performance is pretty good out of the box for a stock war or something like an HVZ. I definitely love this design. The color scheme is really nice, and I'm looking forward to possibly painting one of these up. And that'll do it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Go ahead and like, share, comment, subscribe if you want. If you'd like to check out some of my gameplay videos, click on that playlist. If you want to see some of my thrifting adventures, go for that one. Thanks again, subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the next one.